They
call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, gotta fill up.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Juggernaut Show, and I'm here to give you my WWE NXT No Mercy 2025 review, which No Mercy was this past Saturday, September 27th. So let's get started with this review. I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to make this a quick review. So let's go. So No Mercy starts off with Javon Evans going up against Josh Briggs. We see Javon Evans picking up the victory here. Josh Briggs, he doesn't care, about the fans anymore. Like, he doesn't care about the fans, trying to support him. Like, the fans just don't care about him at all. And Josh Briggs is like, I don't care. I don't need any of you guys. I don't need your support. Because you guys are over on the barricade. You guys behind the barricade. I'm in the ring. I'm making all this money. So I kind of like that whole character that Josh Briggs is doing. But I mean, Josh Briggs, he works pretty good in the ring. I mean, he was hitting some against really height on those choke slams that he was doing. I mean, we know Javon Evans could really go in the ring. He was really selling his back a lot throughout the match. I mean, there was this one spot where he got railed on the barricade, and his back looks like it was really hurt a lot. But I like the ending sequence of this match where Josh Briggs is going for a choke slam, and then it gets reversed into a cutter. I don't think I ever seen something like that before. Yeah, but Javon Evans picks up the victory, and we will go on to the next match. All right, the next match we had was Sol Ruca defending the WWE Speed Championship against Miss Jada Parker. Yeah, I mean, what can I say about this match? I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Speed Championship. I mean, it's a 5-minute match. You're really short. I mean, you get a lot of stuff in this 5 minutes. Jay Parker, she's been growing on me a lot more. And originally it was supposed to be Lainey Reed in this position, but she ended up going down with an injury. I don't know if it's kayfabe or not. But then I really like the whole ending with Lash Legend coming out, and then Zarya spearing Lash Legend, and then that led to Sol Ruca hitting the whole Soul Snatcher. Hey, Sol Ruca, I like that Soul Snatcher she does. I've been liking it for quite a while now. But I'm just not a big fan of double champions. I just don't like that much, especially when they're holding it in the same company. I'd rather have Sol Ruca be defending the Women's North American Championship, but that's in my opinion. To be honest, they can get rid of this Speed Championship. I do not care about this title that much. But yeah, we will move on to the next match, which we had was a weaponized steel cage match between Jordynne Grace and Blake Monroe, formerly known as Mariah May. Yeah, this was an interesting match. I mean, I kind of expected more out of this match. But some of the spots I really liked. I like when Jordynne Grace, she did the whole Boston Crab, and she had this steel chair, and she was sitting on it. I like that. I like that in the match. And all the weapons were pink in the match as well, and so that was pretty interesting. There was one point where Blake Monroe, she got a hair dryer out and kind of handcuffed Jordynne Grace to the ropes. I thought that was pretty cool. And then even Blake Monroe, cutting the hair of Jordynne Grace. This felt like a hair versus hair match without actually being a stipulation of a hair versus hair. What else do we have? We had that crazy air raid crash from the top of the steel cage through a table for Jordynne Grace to win. I don't know. I feel like, you know, I feel like they really couldn't get out of that like higher gear, get to a higher gear in the match. I don't know. I feel like I said, I feel like they could have gave a lot more in this match, even though they gave him quite a bit of time. But you know, with these two ladies, I know they can really go in the ring. But yeah, Jordynne Grace ended up winning here. You know, this angered her when she got her haircut throughout the match. But hey, I mean, it was a solid match nonetheless. But yeah, Jordynne Grace won the match. The Juggernaut, Jordynne Grace. All right, next match we had was the North American Championship on the line. We had Ethan Page defending the title against Tavion Heights. Yeah, this was a decent match. I mean, Tavion Heights, you know, he's been getting better. I mean, he still has things to polish up on in the ring, like you know, execution wise. And Ethan Page, you know, he's such a great heel. You know, great on the microphone. He did great with his spots that he was doing in the match. Ethan Page ended up retaining the North American Championship. I like the ending. I like the ending of this match when Ethan Page did a power slam off the top rope, and then like he transitioned into the Twisted Ego. I thought that was really nice. And then you know, Javon Evans, you know, he was really working on the ankle of Ethan Page throughout the match, so that was pretty good. You know, and then Ethan Page was doing some great selling. I mean, both guys were good in this match. But like I said, Tavion Heights, he can clean up a few things in his, you know, get a little better at some things. But he's definitely improving though. I like seeing it. All right, and then the next match we had was the NXT Women's Championship. NXT Women's Championship on the line. We had Jacy Jayne defending the title against Lola Vice, and this was basically in Lola Vice's hometown, or like where she grew up. You know, Vice City, close to Miami. You know, they were in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Yeah, they gave these women a lot of time in this match. This match nearly got like 16 or so minutes. You know, I love the striking game or the kicks that Lola Vice does. You know, she kind of reminds me of like a Mike Bailey in a way, which I really like that. Of course, we have Fallon Henley out here. She was causing distraction. She got ejected at one point. And then also Lola Vice's family was sitting front row in the crowd. Her dad, her siblings were sitting there, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, Jacy Jayne, I mean, she ends up retaining her championship. I mean, some person like with a black hood, you know, it's always somebody with a hoodie on. And, you know, they didn't reveal themselves here, but they helped Jacy Jayne retain her title. She hit her rolling or spinning forearm. I can't remember what her finisher's called. But yeah, she ended up hitting that to retain the title. You know, I thought for sure that Lola Vice was going to be winning here. I thought this was the time to put the title on her. But apparently not. But I mean, eventually Lola Vice's time is going to come. I mean, yeah, they were both working really good. And like I said, Jacy Jayne, she escapes with her championship. You know, people are still thinking that she's the most beatable champion still. But hey, I mean, it was good for what they got in this match. All right, and then the main event, we had Oba Femi defending the NXT Championship against Ricky Saints, aka Ricky Starks in AEW. Now, this match here, I was not expecting to see a new NXT champion here, and I don't think the fans there were expecting it either. I mean, they were heavily behind Oba Femi. I mean, this wasn't like kind of like an underdog story where, oh yeah, definitely the underdog's gonna be winning. No, like they were still behind. They're still behind Oba Femi here, and I think the fans were really surprised when Ricky Saints ended up winning the NXT Championship, and also how dominant Oba Femi was in the match. And I also like the different transitions that they were doing, like even the stuff on the announce table. And then there's this one crazy maneuver. I don't even know what it was. It was like through the ropes, and it was like It's not crazy that Ricky Starks did. Like, I don't even know what you call that maneuver. But Ricky Saints, I mean, he was hitting a whole bunch of DDTs. He hit like 4 DDTs, and then the fourth one ended up putting Oba Femi away. And I was shocked when Ricky Starks won. I really was. I mean, I'm happy for it. But I thought, maybe Oba Femi was going to be dropping the title to Javon Evans, maybe around Stand and Deliver in 2026. Around WrestleMania weekend, or maybe around NXT New Year's Eve. I wasn't expecting him to drop the title now. So what are they moving Oba Femi up to the main roster, or are they going to have him do more stuff with like this whole TNA invasion? Which that's another point I want to bring up. On October 7th, they're going to be doing this NXT and TNA invasion show. Well, it's not called Invasion now; it's called NXT and TNA Showdown instead of Invasion. So if you guys remember the All Invasion stuff, at that at Survivor Series, they had that big WCW. You had the Alliance and all that. You had that big Survivor Series match, and on October 7th, they're going to have a Survivor Series type match. NXT going up against TNA for the men, and they're going to do one for the women as well. So we're going to have 2 matches. So that's going to be pretty cool. So, that might bring back some nostalgia. I don't know. Maybe it might not. We'll see. But yeah, that's happening on October 7th. I like this whole NXT and TNA a lot partnership. I think it's really cool. But I think eventually WWE will be buying TNA. But that's for a topic for another video. But yeah, that was my review for NXT No Mercy. Overall, I thought it was an enjoyable show. You had that, surprise with Ricky Saints winning the NXT Championship. Everything else on here was it was okay at best. Nothing crazy. I mean, this isn't a show you really have to go out of your way to watch right away. Like, there's not a whole lot of replayability on this show. But yeah, like I said, that was my review. If you are checking out my channel for the first time, definitely hit that subscribe button. That really helped me out a lot. Hit that like button, and also go turn on the notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video. And some videos that I coming up this week, I will be doing a preview for the Chiefs at the Jaguars, so stay tuned for that. And also, I'll be doing a post game on Monday night for the Chiefs at the Jaguars. So you're going to want to stay tuned for my post game and my preview show. And I'm going to be having more wrestling content on the way as well. But this is your boy Juggernaut saying peace out, and I'll see you guys in my next one. So peace.